It's crazy how quick time flies. Just almost 2 years ago, we walked through the Humber College hallways to start our journey on becoming radio and broadcasting professionals. Here are a few of my classmates, the 2015 radio and broadcasting graduates, telling their personal stories about their fears, highlight moments or memories, and advice that they give for future students.
Biggest fear, when I first got here, I was really scared that I wasn't gonna like it because my dad got me into radio. He wanted me to do it, and I didn't know what I wanted to do in high school, so I decided to come here, which I fell in love with it, which is good. I was also scared I wouldn't make friends because I don't know, you want to have friends.
She still doesn't, by the way. She still doesn't have any.
And I was scared that I was going to find someone and that I liked better than my boyfriend, which happened.
Do we have time for that story?
You, Joey?
My turn? First fear coming in, I don't want to sound like a douche, but I didn't really have a fear.
I just sounded like a douche.
I didn't really have a fear coming in. I took this in as like, you know what? It's radio. This is what I want to do. I'm going to take it full on. But one fear that I did have, I lied, was Mary's fear, not the girlfriend thing. Not being able to make friends, because I'm like, this is the first time ever where I'm going to a place where I know nobody. In elementary school, you knew people. In high school going in, you still had your elementary school friends going in with you. Here, I never had anybody. So that was my fear, was maybe not being able to make friends.
My biggest fear coming into the program was if I was going to like it or not. I was so uncertain because I didn't know what to expect. I already took in 2 other media courses, graduated from one, hated the other. It was kind of like the last straw, so I didn't know, is this going to be it or not? It was just the biggest fear is knowing what to expect.
My biggest fear was not knowing, like Jesse said, not knowing if I liked the program. Honestly, I just got out of high school. I wasn't sure what I'm interested in. I just wasn't sure if this would be a career I could see myself in.
Now that I'm finishing up, I'm not in the DJ or announcer pathway anymore. I fell in love with sales. I've always loved the business side of things, how it works. What I've really enjoyed is meeting people in the industry, how we've had so many opportunities to go to events, meet people who are at the pretty much the top level and getting good contacts in the industry.
I think it's just, I can't necessarily pinpoint a memory, but I think it's sort of a mesh of things. It's just going to new places, like going to radio stations, meeting, higher ups, just meeting personalities. I've met a lot of people I never thought I'd meet. I got to meet Roger Ashby from Chum FM, who's been one of my broadcasting heroes forever, and actually that might stand out. That or meeting George Stroumboulopoulos, because he's another broadcasting hero, and his advice, I'll carry that on for as long as my career goes.
I think for me it's mostly just all the people I've met here and all the friends I've made. I think I've made some friends here who I'm gonna keep in contact with for a really long time, and I think I've made some really good connections here, like James said, with people in the industry, and I've gotten a lot of really good advice from people who have been in this position and have gone really far, who I can look up to and kind of emulate what they've done.
Be nice to everyone. You don't know who may be your boss, who you may have to work with, because in this business you're gonna have to work with people that you may not necessarily like on a day-to-day basis. You're gonna have to deal with a lot of things that you may not like on a day-to-day basis. So just be nice to everyone, because you just never know what can happen in the future.
Just have a thick skin, be open to criticism, your voice isn't the best that it can be, but you got flair. It could evolve if you are open to criticism.
Come in with an open mind, because I came in wanting to be an announcer, and I expanded my horizons, and I found out that I like other things, and work hard. It pays off. It really does pay off, because the teachers, they recognize, and it gets rewarded. So
because of my experience with air checks, have thick skin when you come in here. You gotta have thick skin. We're not even actually in like big time radio, but even in college radio, you have to have thick skin, because when you go to air checks with Dean or Neil, whoever, they're gonna critique your stuff. And if you're very prideful and you can't take that stuff, this is not for you, because
That's huge, and they'll notice it too.
yeah, like lower your ego when you're here. They're here to help you. They're not here to say you suck. They're here to kind of say that wasn't that good, but do this instead. This is what you could do or you should have done. Just park your ego at the door and have thick skin. Another one, the whole thing, props always have your, not a lot of spit. Props always have your back. And the last thing, get used to staying at Humber late, especially if you're a producer or an announcer, because announcer you're gonna have late shifts, and producers you're just gonna have a lot of work to do. So get used to chilling in the studios like this, in the radio station for long periods of time.